What's up, y'all? Good Monday. Good to see y'all. Listen, y'all. If y'all don't know, this is TFG Tonight, and I'm your host, Mr. Haynes. And this is the best morning show that you can watch at night. Y'all listen, that's Devin, that's Lee, and that's Kenny.
I'm trying to be nice.
Black said we got two Americans.
Let's say to my brother Black, man, I think you could be a preacher. I ain't never heard somebody that use a curse word and then read a scripture right after. You know?
So let me state for the record, I am a misogynist. You know,
Pull out your card, Doc. He's
and I'm a chauvinist as well. Anybody who knows me knows that.
That's right.
Now I can go back to minding my own business. Either that boy is Benjamin Button or somebody lying.
And listen, and that boy may be mentally 12, but he's 34.
You bad boy, you don't do it again.
I'll let Black articulate a little bit better than that.
Nope.
Okay.
Never mind.
It's good for the soul. It's like medicine, right?
Yeah, for real.
That's all I gotta say. I wish I had one of them applause buttons to, like that.
Good morning, y'all. Happy Monday.
What up, y'all? What up? It's Monday. It's been 7 days since I seen y'all. That's my Cleveland voice. Hey, y'all. All right, anyway. I'm just playing. Y'all, it's a lot going on in these streets, and I ain't gonna waste no time. We one short today, but we got plenty of opinions to talk about. What up, bruh? Sister? Hey, y'all, listen. What a beautiful Monday it is. Maybe not for a lot of people, but it's going all right. Y'all doing all right today?
Yes, sir.
Oh, a beautiful day.
Yeah, it was. Listen, I walked out here this morning with a coat on. I had to come in and change with some shorts this afternoon. Texas weather, I tell you, it's ignorant. So, yeah. So listen, Kenny's out today. He's taking care of personal business, and so I think I got a sports segment for him that we can talk about it. But I don't think I can get my voice deep enough like Kenny. But anyway, so good to see everybody. When y'all come in, say what's up. So listen, y'all, I want to introduce y'all to a new system that we got, and I was told last week that I didn't do it correctly, so I'm gonna do it correctly today. And listen, y'all, we got talking point tip jars, and so we have a lot of hot topic opinions, and we're not here to try to raise no offering, but Devin likes Starbucks, and Black got to raise them $7 up for his people. And so if you feel the need that you hear a good point that was made by one of the co-hosts and in some of the topics then listen, we got our cash apps right here on our names. And so y'all just drop a little cash app on us, and if y'all like what we saying, I'll drink a Starbucks or two, but I really want to give me one of them cinnamon rolls at the donut shop, y'all. I like eating them. So yeah, that's all good. Yeah. What'd you say?
Donate
That's
to the
it. That's it. What's up, Real Estate Insider? Good to see you, man. Thank you for joining us. All right, so listen, topic tip jars is on the move, so we're gonna get to it so we can get to these topics. I'm talking about talking point tip jars. That's what it's called. I don't know what I just got through saying, but nevertheless. All right, so here we go. Keeping up with politics, ladies and gentlemen. We just made two brothers, and I just showed the video because I don't even want to start no trouble. So I want y'all to take a look at this video that happened in Tennessee, and we're gonna come back on the other side of this. We're gonna talk about it. Y'all all right? Let's talk about this.
Were those two expelled and you weren't? Why were those two expelled and you weren't?
Well, I think it's pretty clear. I'm a 60-year-old white woman, and they are two young black men. In listening to the questions and the way they were questioned and the way they were talked to, I was talked down to as a woman, mansplained to, but it was completely different from the questioning that they got. And this whole idea that, that you have to almost assimilate into this body to be like us.
Oh, can you give us an example? I mean, how were they spoken to that struck you as racist?
Just in a demeaning way, and saying that, you know, if you're going to come into this body, you have to act like this body, and that sort
of. Well, listen, she said it. What's up, Jess? Good to see you, man. Thank you for joining me. You were supposed to come on here, man. You know, because it's you were supposed to come on here. You holler at me if you want to come on and check us out, right? So, but anyway, that's a good dude, good friend, real estate insider. So he got the peoples. So, yeah. So y'all listen. These two brothers named Justin. I think both of them named Justin, but and this 60-year-old white woman, she had something good to say, which was she just told the truth. And I have a question. Do we agree or disagree, madam? Did you agree with that assessment that young lady just had?
I just want to commend her for being honest. Like,
hello, that's it.
I mean, I just got to give her credit for that, because believe it or not, she could. I don't know if she's still involved with, you know, Congress. I don't know if she has a job, but there are repercussions that she could suffer as a result of that. And there could be some doors closed quietly, you know, where all of a sudden now they don't need her for something, or no one respects her, takes her seriously. So regardless to if the whole truth or bottom line truth, which I honestly do believe that it is, I do believe she was telling the truth. I commend her for being honest and stating the facts, you know what I'm saying, irregardless of what consequences she could have as a result.
It is so funny that you say that, because you know exactly. So this is what happened. They expelled two of them. Well, it was three of them. It was those two dudes and her. They chose to expel the two dudes, but she made it out. Now, she didn't get expelled like they did. And that was the reason. Her point was, well, do you know the difference between you and them? Black, I'll let you take it away.
Yeah, like you, Sister Devin, I'm very pleased that, you know, she spoke up, you know, because it would have been easy in this day and age, especially when you have to watch so much what you say because there's repercussions behind it, that she spoke the obvious truth, you know. And I'm glad for that, even though I despise all politicians. And it was refreshing to hear somebody not hide behind, you know, hyperbole and nonsense, and just spell it out plain and on a national forum. But I'm gonna tell you, that's not what's bothering you about the whole thing. That's normal, just to be honest. What happened there, that's a microcosm of what happens in our workplaces all the time. You know what I'm saying? When we're sitting in a room, we have to assimilate. I've been talking about this my whole professional life, how I'm on stage, you know, at work. Because the moment you step outside of that stage, you're perceived as different. You know, even in fact, if two African Americans are talking, there's even a raised, you know, tension of, well, what are they talking about? So that's normal. But let me tell you what really struck me. And this is the problem what I have with the Democrats. One thing I got to give Republicans credit for: when they have the power, they wield it.
Yes.
They wield it.
Yes.
You know, but it's amazing how the crying Democrats, when they're in this same position, that they go on this great quest to be so good, when at the end they all playing golf together. I actually respect the Republicans in this sense. You know where you stand with them. And I'd much rather you look me square in the eye and tell me what you think of me, put my black ass out, you know, if you want to, because I know where I stand with you. Forget the platitudes and the pretense. So that's my takeaway from it, because now you have a sitting president, vice president. What you gonna do?
Wow. So, you know, and here it is, ladies and gentlemen. I want to make this clear. I appreciate the woman, again, telling the truth and calling a spade what a spade is. Fortunately, this evening, I believe one of the brothers got the seat back, right? But it's a shame. It's a shame that we had to take it this far and go through all these hoops to deal with this one thing. I know he reported at one point in time, he said this, he said, y'all had one person in the body to piss in the chair of another person, but no expulsion. Another one was like he was investigated for some type of domestic or maybe some type of inappropriate action, no expulsion. But you bring a bullhorn to because again, they were fighting for gun violence. And that's what it's supposed to be, right? But here's the point that I want to make about all of this that I want everybody to be made aware of. The reality is that it doesn't matter how hard we work to play the game of those who want to feel superior than us. Anytime we get to the mountain, they move the goalposts. They moved the goalposts on them boys last week. And it's ridiculous, but I appreciate their effort and their desire to want to keep with, I don't even know how to say it appropriately, but keep up with the nonsense, you know what I'm saying, and then overcome it because at the end of the day, these boys and girls that are playing this game, they are no longer hiding their hand anymore. They just saying, here it is, and tell me what you're going to do about it. So I think there's a lot more to come with this. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how much more, but they're making changes in the laws. Listen, in all reality, the most dangerous thing for us right now is gerrymandering. Because what they're going to do is they're going to say, forget about how you feel. We'll just circle around the people that will vote for us, and then we'll be okay in our districts. So, I don't understand. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off, my brother. Mm-hmm. So using your analogy, if every time we climb the mountain, they move the goalposts, climb a different mountain.
I fixed it. Yep.
You can't lose if you don't play.
Right.
What I would love to see from my people is you can't win a game that is rigged from the very beginning. And so sometimes it's easier to just start a new game, one in which you have a fair chance. So the mountains that we keep trying to climb, we're never going to make it to the top.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you remember in my lifetime, you remember how South Africa was freed? What was the slogan back then? Was divest from South Africa. And that's literally what overthrew and toppled a government. We could do the same thing here, folks. We should divest. But what happens is election cycle after election cycle after election cycle after election cycle, we fall for the same old parlor game, putting our trust in people that have absolutely no intention of seeing us get any further than where we are.
That's it. Y'all, so again, I just wanted to be careful about what's going on because they're getting more and more frustrated that we keep enduring through all these tests and trials that they put us through. They're just going to say, no matter what, it don't matter. We'll just start shooting y'all on 5th Street, just like our president, right? Well, anyway, it is what it is. So what's up, Craig? Good to see you, man. Yeah, so, yeah. Hey, sir, what's up, Dad? Good to see you. Continues. Yeah. They definitely were clapbacking on them. So, all right, y'all, we'll keep y'all posted. I mean, honestly, nobody ever heard of these boys until they pull that stunt. So, at the end of the day, I guess they made them famous. And so we'll keep talking about them. So, and they'll keep fooling around with them, and we'll keep on talking about them. All right, y'all, let's move on to the next one. Sister, I'm sorry. I had to do it. But Kanye. I didn't know his Donda Academy was still up. Did y'all know that? I didn't
give a damn.
That's a talking point.
Oh
Somebody ought to seal the tip for that one right there, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. So listen, okay, so Kanye is being sued by a couple of his teachers, right? What's up, man? Good to see you. So Miss two black teachers in his thing. Yes, sir. I appreciate that, Jess. 100%. So it says here, two black teachers. One name was Miss Byers, and the other one was named Miss Haley. Um, they were having a problem because the kids were offered sushi, according to the lawsuit filed by the two teachers. The teachers separately claimed that the Holocaust was omitted from the school's history classes. Haley and Byers, the only two black female teachers at the academy, say they were fired after expressing concerns about conditions at the school to administrators. According to a copy of their complaint filed in Los Angeles Superior Court, they're suing West and three academy directors for wrongful termination, discrimination, and retaliation. It says the former teacher said Donda Academy hardly operated like a real school and made a series of claims about the bizarre practices followed there. It did not have any janitorial services. It did not have a school nurse on staff or medical access. It was not following nutrition guidelines, and it did not have any security precautions, according to the complaint. Sister, I mean, I'm not surprised because it's Kanye, but I'm surprised that I don't understand why people support this. So, what you got on this?
Y'all know Kanye makes my ass itch, but besides that, I blame the parents who have the audacity to drop their kids off at a
Thank you, Craig.
school run by a man who said he's never read a book and slavery was a choice. I don't know they race, but he's made anti-Semitic comment. Like nothing about Kanye West says he could run a school where my child will be a productive member of society when they graduate from it. I mean, come on, like make it make sense. And like the kids are sitting on the floor eating sushi. And the black women tried to say they were fired because of racial discrimination. I read. I don't know nothing about that, but I'm sure they mad about because of the menu or whatever. But all that makes no sense to me either because you knew who Kanye was when you decided to go and work there because you looked at the menu every day if you work in the cafeteria and if it says sushi Monday through Friday and sashimi on Saturday and you continue to work there, what you gonna complain about it for? I mean, you can't just can't show up with beans and rice and think you ain't gonna get an attitude. I mean, I don't understand what happened, but I blame the parents who drop their kids off there and leave them for Kanye to teach them something. It's their fault.
And that's a great point as well. And I just don't understand why do we support foolery? Like, stop supporting it. I don't understand. I get filing a lawsuit, but here, Black, I'm gonna give you this one. Furthermore, they claim that West had forbidden proper trash cans as well as the use of cleaning products with chemicals. Teachers teachers instead only permitted to use acid water and microfiber cloths to clean their own class. I mean, this dude is a fool. Come on, Black.
So I like this comment by Bell Development. He said, so the conditions were work. So are they complaining? Basically, he asking,
Okay,
are they complaining about the working conditions or the curriculum? Here's my problem, with this whole situation. Honestly, I don't give two shits, Kenny. And honor you, my brother. I can curse as much as I want to. You're not here. I don't give two shits about that complaint. So I'm gonna be honest with you. You know what? To me, this speaks to this. You said at the top of this story, we didn't even know that Donda Academy was still operational.
Right.
You know what this speaks to? This speaks to our love for celebrity.
Exactly.
Because as long as he was in favor, where were all these complaints at? Like we're saying, if this is how the school was run and you were working there, you wasn't complaining then. But what's auspicious is the fact that now he's not the flavor of the month. It's amazing how we're willing to pile on now and complain about everything that was wrong, when if these conditions were already present and you really gave a damn, where was all these complaints at then? That would have been the time to speak of it. But it speaks to how people fall in love with celebrity, and they're fickle enough that once they're out of favor, now here come the lawsuits, here come the piling on. Whether I like Kanye West as a person or not, I personally think he's an idiot. But the fact that he established a school to try to help, it speaks to me when I think about what happened to Bill Cosby. I think about what happened to Michael Jackson. I think about what happened to a lot of people, that when they're in favor, you love every single thing about what they do. They're the greatest people on earth. But the moment they fall out of favor, now you want to kill Coach and kill him and take Dr. Cosby's names off of buildings when he put your black ass through school all them years, and you don't want to give the money back. And so my thing is, shut the hell up. If he feeding your ass anything at all, be happy.
Oh my goodness. So listen, here's one more thing I want to bring out of this. Don Academy was named after his mama, Donda West, and it was founded in 2022 and offers classes from pre-K to 12th grade. Here's the kicker right here, y'all. This speaks to what Black talking about. Parents are required to sign a non-disclosure agreement. I'm gonna say that one more time. Parents are required to sign a non-disclosure agreement, and annual tuition cost is estimated to be $15,000 a year. Listen, I would think you would have to. It would kind of have to be a performing arts school if it was Kanye. That would make more sense, because you would want to get in the studio or something else. But to pay $15,000 and sign a
tax write-off. This is a tax write-off. Y'all, like y'all said, he knows nothing about education. Nothing in his history or past indicates that he even give a damn about your education. But it's a great tax write-off. Do we honestly sit here and think that Oprah Winfrey School in Africa don't have some of those same issues?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. No, you're right. I just want to say, listen, the boy had an album called College Dropout. So I just don't understand why. Okay. But like you said, I mean, come on, y'all. I get it. It's about the celebrity. So, okay. Well, all I can do is report the news, and I appreciate Sister for putting up with Kanye for at least 4 minutes as we talk to him. But we'll move on after that. All right, y'all. Listen, don't forget talking point tip jars. If y'all hear us making some good talking points, you know what I'm saying, give us a little something that we can have for our coffee in the morning. Well, I'm gonna get a cinnamon roll just so y'all know. So yeah, just hook a brother up for me if you don't mind. All right, listen, y'all. There's a follow-up with the LSU girls in Iowa. We talked about the issue with LSU and Iowa, all the things that were done on the court, but there was a few things that happened off the court that we kind of got wind of in mid-conversation last week. I decided to go ahead and give us some more insight on this so that we can talk about it, if y'all don't mind. I got a video. What you say, Craig? Craig says Black is right. Rich people have to find things to put their money into for the well, I hear you, man, but do rich people want to go to Kanye school though?
No, but they have money managers who literally have to figure out a way to pour their money into something as a tax write-off. It's built in.
You're right. No, you're right. That's a part of the system. I get it. Okay. All right. Well, listen, y'all.
Last point on that.
Yeah.
Like when I do my taxes in a few days, I'm gonna lie and say just how much I gave to Goodwill or some other people.
No, it wasn't a lie. I was there with you. You dropped off.
Thank you. They're doing it on a much bigger scale.
You
Thank you.
I saw it.
Thank you.
Y'all crazy. Let me get to this video. Here's LSU and Iowa and how they followed up after the game. Here we go.
I know you don't want to dwell on it, but this controversy and Angel Reese took a lot of criticism in a way that you hadn't. What do you think might account for the difference?
We're all competitive. We all show our emotions in a different way. Angel's tremendous player. I have nothing but respect for her. I don't think there should be any criticism for what she did.
One of the things people talk about is race as a component of this. Your thoughts?
I don't think she should be criticized. Like I said, LSU deserves it. They played so well. And like I said, I'm a big fan of hers.
This morning, we made a lot of phone calls. And that's why she wants to come out and apologize. But at the same time,
The damage is
I
done.
don't accept I'm not going to lie to you. I don't accept the apology. Because of, you said what you
Jill
said.
Biden.
Yeah.
First lady.
The wife,
First lady.
yeah.
You said what
First
you
lady.
said, and you meant what
I
you
said what I said. And you can't go back on certain things that you say. I mean, you felt like they should have came because of sportsmanship, right? They can have that spot. Like, we'll go to the Obamas. We'll see. I'm going to see Michelle. I'm going to see Barack.
Okay, so I just want to help the people of the other persuasion to understand something. It's really difficult, y'all, when black people hear white people say things and sometimes they didn't give thought to it. Because of all that we go through with some of the people that y'all kind of take a back seat to and let these fools talk crazy, say things, how y'all treated our ancestors in times past. It's really kind of hard when y'all, whatever y'all want to call it, an excuse or something, even for the media. My man was trying to bait Caitlyn into this racist conversation. It's like the media wants us to be at odds with each other, but at the same time, we have to be intentional about what we're doing and what we're saying. Some things, listen, you should just say in the privacy of your home. And being the wife to the leader of the free world, like, you have to be even especially intentional. Again, some people were trying to say, well, she didn't know what was going on. No, she knew. She done been on this earth for over 60 years. She knew. She know what this was. And this ain't okay. So again, she was the vice president's wife for 8 years. She saw what was going on. We're not gonna play. But again, y'all don't understand why we get so indignant and we have so much frustration when people just cavalierly say things and then expect us to say, "Oh, I'm sorry." It don't work like that. I mean, go ahead, Black. What you take from that video?
So here's what a lot of times I talk a lot about the younger generation. Here's where I got to give them their props. And what I love about this new generation, they're not playing those games.
Yeah.
People in my generation, we come from a place where it's built and ingrained in us to automatically show a certain level of deference and respect to white people. Let's just call it what it is. Let's keep it real. Chris Rock asked a question one time, who's the most racist people on earth? He says an old black man. The older I get, the more I believe that. That's the God's honest truth. And I mean that with so much respect. But as I've aged, I see things in a different way, and I mean that. But here's what I love about the younger generation. They're not waiting for the I have a dream. They're not waiting to cross over into the promised land. They want their shit now. They want their respect now. They're demanding it. And they're putting things right in full view the way it should be. So whether the guy was race baiting the young lady, here's what I respected even about her as a young white woman.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't take the bait, but she also made it clear that I have respect for my opponent, and I don't think she should have gotten some flack. She didn't go further than that, and that's props to her. But I like the fact that this younger generation, they're not playing the same old games anymore. The curtains have been pulled back on politics, religion, celebrityism, and all of that stuff. And this younger generation, because of these TikTok generation, they're putting it out for all the world to see. And you're absolutely right, Brother Renton. Miss Biden, you've been around in this for a long time, but for too long, people have been allowed to say things and step it back with a simple, I didn't mean to say that.
Right.
And what the young black lady is saying, and what I love about her, she's self-professed as ghetto as she can be. And I love everything about her. And she said, I don't accept your apology. And you're not really supposed to say that in a polite company, but I respect the shit out of her for saying it.
Yeah, yeah. And to Craig's point, he says, I hate when YouTube people always race bait, then accuse black people. That's right. You said like, oh, what?
White people.
Oh, that's white people.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, well, you know. Okay, well, go on, finish reading it because I didn't know nothing. Well, you two people do it too.
They do. You right.
Okay, so, listen, I'm. Go ahead. Just okay. So white people. I'm sorry. I didn't know that was an acronym. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So they make it about race. They make that's right, and they do, and then they try to flip the script on us and try to make us feel. I don't feel bad. Listen, if I see it, I see it. If I don't, I don't. But I ain't scared to say what it is. That's just real talk. But I will say this, and I'll let you have this, sister. You know, Angel did say now she'll go to the White House now. I mean, she playing the game. She knows she's gonna be there another year. You know, your coach is white. Chill out. You know, you said your piece, and we're gonna move on. They're not gonna think nothing of it. But so she's going now. So it is what it is. But go ahead, sister, to your point.
They gonna get that girl. That's that girl cut from a different cloth. She remind me of an old girl that was running track and got put out because of the
Shakari
and the marijuana. That's what she remind me of. This girl gonna get to the White House and act a fool. I can't wait to see it. I hope she goes. Because she gonna show out. She gonna be on live on TikTok. Them folks out. She liable to tell Jill to kiss her behind, and I can't wait to see it. But what I do love about it is I saw a skit about them, literally about her on Saturday Night Live. At first, I was offended because I felt like they made her too ghetto because it was like a black girl that did it. But then I started watching some videos of her on TikTok and stuff, and I mean,
that's who she is.
That's kind of who she is. But I feel like someone talked to her and told her, no, you have to go to the White House. That's not how this works. You know,
oh yeah,
it's in the best interest of the team because they won't support and different things like that. And I don't think, but you know, Mr. Obama and them, I don't think he invited them because he don't want to mess with that foolery either. So they got to go where they can go. But I can't wait to see it, y'all. This girl gonna act up.
I'm watching that too.
She gonna act up. Somebody gonna be walking on both sides of her, making sure she don't clown like her mama is gonna be on her mama and her daddy on each side. I can't wait to see it. I'll be honest.
I'm watching that.
Now, what episode of Saturday Night Live was that? I didn't see that.
Just this past weekend.
This past Saturday.
Yeah, just this past weekend.
Where they did a little skit about them, and I thought it was. First, I was like, "Now wait a minute." Then I was like, "Oh, never mind."
Wow.
No, she said herself. She says she ghetto. She put it out there.
Yeah,
she said that herself.
Yeah, and she wasn't playing.
Be yourself. Be yourself, sis. Be yourself.
That's it. Yeah, and you know, and again, both of them are coming back next year, and so that's going to be a very highly rated game. I'm pretty sure they're going to put them on some type of.
I love the spotlight it's shining on them. It's awesome.
Yeah, for sure. So I just want us to get to a place, and even to your point, Black, what you were saying earlier about the older generation, they were forced to have to endure it because there was no other choice because the government was backing these people and their positionings. I mean, matter of fact, they were some of them, right? But now the tables are turning now, and now the justice and the legal system is it's trying to balance, but it's still kind of broke a little bit. But we're getting better.
Yep.
But so at the same time, I just don't want for us to not allow these people to have their space to be who they are. Like you said, Devin, we gotta let these young folks do what they do. But I applaud Angel for not taking it so far as to, even when it's settled down, just be like, all right, well, I'm gonna move on, but y'all know what I meant. And so that's just real. So I just appreciate that moment. So all right, y'all. Well, that's LSU and Iowa. Where we at next? Oh yeah, listen. Move over, Cash App. Maybe. I don't know. But I just want to introduce y'all to Fed Now. So the federal I don't even know. Is this the reserves? I don't know who this is. But the federal, I don't know who this is. The Fed is rewiring the U.S. payment system. And here's what that means. So apparently it can take days to transfer money or make payments from your bank account, even as Apple apps like Venmo, Cash App, and Zelle make such transactions nearly instantly. That's because the federal government has no digital payment system for the entire banking system to utilize in real time, but that's about to change. Oh, so it is the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve is planning to launch a real-time payment system. I don't know who's going to use this. So what is FedNow? FedNow is the first government created system for financial institutions to send and receive funds almost instantly. Ideally, FedNow would ensure you no longer have to wait a few business days or bid for time over holidays or weekends to receive your money. Who cares?
No, my brother, you better care.
Okay. All right.
No, you better
All right.
care.
Go ahead, sir.
I've looked at this story, and the bigger issue is not being reported.
Okay.
It's no coincidence that the creator of Cash App was just killed last week. He was mysteriously murdered. What this is about, in case anybody is not paying attention, the US dollar has lost its power. The US dollar is on its way to being worthless. We owe China so much money. There's a lot more going on behind the scenes, folks. Last week, China, after some 50, 60 years, finally paid off Russia. China's debt free.
Oh.
Debt free. And they partnered with each other. The US government is behind. They didn't jump on the bandwagon. In the last 20 years, they've already talked about the weakness of the US dollar and currency. How many of us walk around with change in our pocket right now? We really have no use for coins. When you see somebody now and they home and they got a big ass jar with a bunch of coins in them to save them up to go pour them into a coin machine and cash out, whatever. And think about just every day when we walk around our cards and this and that. The U.S. government missed the ship in terms of getting on the bandwagon to digitize and electronic funds. And it's mysterious, awfully auspicious that right when the inventor of Cash App was murdered, that now the government is stepping up, and you got to look at the backstory to it too. This is socialism. We're not going to have a choice. They're going to force us to use this, and then they're going to tax us at the same time. They're voting on this, folks. Pay all attention to this. This is coming. They're trying to shove this down our throats, and they're trying to force it on us, and then you also going to get taxed on it. And what it will allow them to do is to see your every spending habit. Once they digitize electronic funding, everything you spend, they'll be able to track. This is socialism, pure and simple.
I appreciate. I love the conversation, and I'm sure we're ready to have it. So before I give my thoughts, and again, I want to have the dialogue with you, Black. Let me see what you think about this, sister. What's your thoughts about FedNow then?
Sound like I need to start putting my money back between my mattress. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like everybody needs to rebel and start walking around with grocery bags full of like pennies, nickels, dimes, and quarters, because we all got them. I know I do. I got a big bucket in there now full of change that I said I save every year for Christmas. I ain't gonna even lie to you. So, but that makes me nervous because unlike Black, I don't look into I always know there's an agenda, and nothing is done for the good of the people ever. Whenever I hear anybody say that, I know it's a lie, because most people don't give a damn about the people. It's all about the bottom line, which is the bottom dollar. Let's just be real. But I never deep dive into all of it. I did think it was weird about old dude getting stabbed in the middle of the street. You know, that was, and then this coming out right afterwards. It does look a little funny, but now I'm nervous. I feel like everybody should just rebel and not do it. Just
okay. So to Black, I want to tell you what I saw from this. I do believe that there are smoke and mirrors here, but I'm not as a theorist as you are, and I'm gonna tell you why. So you called it socialism. I'm looking more at globalism, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because you got to think about, now I've traveled a couple places, but you know what I'm saying, I don't want to go on, but you got to understand because we are a free society, and like Russia and China, they are governed by an authoritarian. So they're going to have, so even like China, like I remember a guy talking about him going to China and China asking him to come and teach a class, and because he taught the class, they paid him. They didn't pay him by check. They paid him through the whatever the currency is in China. And so the issue was he was walking around with a bag full of money because their system is totally different than ours. But here was the catch, and I'm making up numbers, but I'm trying to get y'all to see the point. Say they paid him $100,000 to come over there and teach.
Right.
You can't take money back to the United States that you didn't bring over.
Okay.
So he had to figure out how he was going to get $100,000 that he didn't come with back over to the United States, and he couldn't.
Right.
And so that's the thing about the dollar. The dollar is a free trade currency in the global economy. Not so for Russia and China and any other country that's governed by authoritarianism. So I'm not as worried as Black, but although I do try to figure out what's going on, because the dollar has more power still because it's free flowing. Because when you go into other countries, well, they just hustle my boy for some money, right? so
everything you're saying is
yeah.
true, except you're talking about the semantics of moving physical currency, and I'm talking about the value of it itself.
Yeah.
And that if you look at the U.S. economy, and they're always talking about the value of the dollar bill, it has constantly gotten weaker. And the fact that we won't even admit right now that we're really in a recession, and they keep raising the federal level, it's steadily weakening the dollar bill. But what makes it worse is the fact that look at what happened with cryptocurrency. We were already moving towards this anyway, and the federal government never got on the bandwagon of it. Look at our lifetimes. Let's go back 20 years real quick. Remember when 25 years when ATMs first came out, I swore I would never. No, I want to physically talk to somebody and go into a bank because I want to know where my money. And then lo and behold, slowly but surely, what's the point of me going in a bank when I can drive up to an ATM? And then with technology flip, now it's even more that I can sit through the comfort of my phone and look at what my money's doing, the going and coming of it. And they're making cards now where they're even making it where everything is paid. Electronic transfer of funds, and that's where the other countries have us beat. We've missed the boat. I keep telling people this. We keep saying make America great. We ain't fucking been great in a long time. The only thing we great at is celebrityism. We don't create anything. We don't invent anything. We don't make anything. We're the most wasteful fucks on the planet.
Yeah, thank you, Real Estate Insider. It is the end, and again, I hear what you're saying, and I'll say this: if for nothing else, for me, here's my. I used to watch that show. I can't think of it. Where they had this little computer, and they were always the person of interest. That's what it was, and so I do believe this has something to do with keeping up with everybody. I do. Because it's hard to keep up with a dollar bill because you don't know where it goes from place to place. But if you're doing everything electronically, yeah, I get that. I'm just telling us, just listen, be careful. If you're selling dope, put your 2 weeks notice in there and find something else to do. Because I just don't know where we're headed. I see we have another theorist in the building. Craig is saying that one world currency is coming. I really struggle with that, man, because these boys love their territory.
Yeah, we too arrogant for that.
Yeah, we're not gonna. And again, even to your point, Black, the dollar is weak, but it's not weaker than the currency in Russia. That's horrible.
It is still stronger than other countries, but we so far in debt to other countries that therein lies the problem.
That is true.
It's no coincidence that our NBA teams are being bought up by foreigners. Big businesses are being bought. New York City, the major hotels, they're not owned by America, people.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
The richest man in the world now, they're not Americans.
Yeah. You saying something, bro? I get you, and I'm just again, we just talking about it, right? From a
Right.
perspective of the black folks, because I just
Right.
need y'all to understand, like, y'all stop sleeping around here and not paying attention to what's going on, man. Because you're right, folks are coming up missing, and I got it, but I ain't willing to get into the HOV lane like Black yet. I'm still over there.
And I
y'all
hope
can pass
I'm
me
wrong. I hope I'm wrong. But
Yeah.
I am that guy that's saying read behind the headlines. It's more to it.
Yeah. So we just gonna keep paying attention, right? We're not gonna let
Yes,
everything just float up. And even if the mainstream media won't talk about it, at least we're talking about it, right? So that we can at least get people to start using their brains other than some of the other things I can think about. What you say, Craig?
Absolutely.
That's what the New World Order is all about, creating one currency throughout the world. This is just the start of it. Man, y'all keep talking, man. I'm listening, and again, I mean, I'm listening. So y'all again, and I'm just paying attention. We just had Easter, so we're waiting on the second coming. All right. Where we at next, sister? I hope you got some better news than I do. Who business you digging in today? Come on now.
Not really.
Okay.
Well, y'all know I like to mind my business. And I was on the Jasmine brand and I looked up and I saw that recent Woman of the Year herself, Caitlyn Jenner, is
Can't
upset.
get away from him, can we?
Because Nike recently endorsed a transgender woman, and she, Caitlyn, is offended and says that we can be inclusive, but not at the expense of the mass majority of people, and have some decency while being inclusive. And the person that Nike actually endorsed was Dylan Mulvaney. She says that the athletic brand is so woke by investing in a trans influencer over the Olympic champion Allison Felix. And I want to start with Britain because I actually have another question for Black. Do you think Caitlyn is a little bit of a hypocrite?
If you start out confused, what you expect moving forward? More confusion. I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with them. And is this the same person that Bud Light endorsed to or gave? Because I know
that I don't know.
Okay, that person because okay, I'm still on the story.
I just remember that Caitlyn was a woman for a weekend and got Woman of the Year. That's what I know.
Again, we're living in a world where morality is to each his own. There is, again, it's all. If you don't like something, somebody else don't like something worse than that. It's hypocritical, but at the same time, it speaks to the narcissism of people. Like, you don't see the hypocrisy in what you're saying when you're actually, it's almost like the crab and the barrel thing. Y'all are one and the same. Why are you coming? That's like how we do in our culture, right? We always coming against each other. Well, I guess they doing the same thing. So I don't this story ain't for me.
Well, I wanted to ask Black a question last because Black, unlike me and you, is more subjective and fair, honestly. So I'm gonna ask Black: is it the right message, wrong messenger? And do we endorse people sometimes because of what's popular and trendy, opposed to who actually deserves it, even if it's coming from a man that was a white male and benefited from society for the majority of his life before becoming a woman the other day?
Yeah, to me, this is business, pure and simple. When we cut through, for me, when I cut through the morality part of it, Brother Brenton, because I might feel I'm entitled to feel how I want to feel, even though the alphabet people don't, they're the most intolerant people on the planet, even though they preach tolerance. So go figure. But regardless of how I feel about that, you know what? This speaks to business. The fact that Nike is involved in it, they see dollar signs. And let's not forget that right now, the flavor of the month is the trans community, and so this is an opportunity to jump on that bandwagon and benefit from it. Now, the fact that Caitlyn Jenner, of all people, is speaking out against it, this to me is more than just hypocrisy. This speaks to the big lie that is constantly shared over all of us. I love what you said, Sister Devin, when you said that Caitlyn got to be a woman for a weekend and then became Woman of the Year. Because the big lie that's told to us so constantly, and if you hear a lie long enough, it takes on the message of being truth. So they've been telling us for so long that a trans woman is more woman than you. Damn whether they have ovaries or not, damn whether they were born that way or not. But since I feel that way, I'm just as much woman as you. And so maybe, just maybe, Caitlyn, in this moment, even behind the hypocrisy and narcissism, Brenton, spoke what's really true, that you shouldn't be doing it anyway. But at the end of the day, this is about money and opportunity, and where corporations are involved, they have no morality. They have no morality. When we get to a point where a snaggletooth hole on crack is worth making money off of, she's going to be representing our products.
I sure hope it ain't toothpaste.
I just find it funny that Caitlyn is not pro anything that Caitlyn is now. Caitlyn has never been pro woman, has never stood up and stood out and spoke out for women's rights. Caitlyn has never stood up and spoke out for trans rights, for gay rights. It's almost like, yeah, I want to look like this because I felt like it for whatever reason. I don't really know the background behind that. I'm going to be quite honest with you. But I just never really understood it. I feel like Caitlyn still has the mentality and the foundation of a middle-aged, rich, privileged white man. And it's just very, very weird to me what she stands on in her 13 shoe.
That's right.
This is not my story. I just don't get it. Like, what's the old saying? If you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she gonna fall because she's trying to wear stilettos and she's 7 feet tall.
So I don't understand when you pick and choose what you stand for. What do you fall for? I don't know. It just doesn't make sense to me. I won't even try.
Zaya got to walk in Paris, and Dwayne Wade cried, and it was just such a beautiful.
He was reliving his whole life. He was like, "Lord, look what you did."
It just was a beautiful thing, and they struck a blow for.
Dwayne picked out that outfit.
Okay, y'all. All right. I don't know. What you say, Craig? Not to mention that she's a conservative.
Yep. Beautiful point. Brilliant point.
Completely walking contradiction.
Brilliant point.
Oh man. Okay. I don't know, but this is where we going. So I guess I don't know. Listen, y'all. This Devin story. I
know it, and now I'm going back to minding my business, so we can move on.
Okay. Listen, y'all, don't forget now, we got talking point tip jars here, right? And so if you hear some good talking points from us, just go and give us something so we can get some iced tea in the morning. That's
But I would like to say that Nike has always, like here lately, is nothing but clickbait. Nike gets on board with whatever's happening, whether it's the Black Lives Matter movement, where it's anti-Semitism movement, now it's the transgender movement. That's just Nike.
That's Nike.
Stop Asian hate, whatever's happening in the media, that's what Nike is going to endorse because you need to buy that damn shoe.
That's right.
Okay. So even to what I was saying earlier, like this whole Bud Light situation, like apparently the privileged Caucasian men are upset because Nike gave some type of commemorative can to a transgender. and they got upset. And so Kid Rock started AK AR-15 in the beer, and they tripping. So again, I'm gonna stand back here and let y'all fight each other.
That's why to me this is just business. I don't feel one where God bless them. You know, this is about money. This is business.
I guess so. I ain't got enough of it to ask for it, so I don't know. Anyway, all right, listen, y'all. I got one more for us. The most hated fast food. What food will you refuse to eat? Like I'm not eating that ever.
I've stopped eating McDonald's.
You don't eat McDonald's anymore?
Yeah, that's probably my number one. I have no use for McDonald's.
I tried to set it on fire one day and it didn't work. That was it for me.
Okay, I can't tell that lie. I stopped eating Dairy Queen. I don't like Jack in the Box too much. Ever since they brought Jack back, I just didn't. I don't know. I worked there.
When they said what the percentage of their meat was meat, I stopped eating there.
Yeah,
okay.
That is true. Well, apparently in Texas, the most loathed fast food in Texas is the corny dog. So I said, we go to the state fair every year. How's that the most low fast food ever? Corny dogs. But they said it was, and I was like, well, I never even thought about that. I don't even eat a corny dog if I went to the state fair. Y'all eat corny dogs?
I haven't been in years, but I've eaten them. Did they say the reason why? Because I can speculate.
Yeah, no, they didn't say why. I guess it was no, they only said that Texans say many don't feel too fond of the corny dog. No, but what's your thoughts?
That says when they say many, they're not including African American. They're talking about the people that matter to them, the elected officials, which are white men, and quite naturally, the hypocrisy of not wanting to stick something thick and creamy in their mouth probably makes them uncomfortable. Even though behind closed doors, they can get all the way down their throat. God bless you.
Talking point, Jones. Okay. Okay, well, I have nothing further for that. So yeah, I just wanted y'all to know that's what Texas thinks.
These are the same people say against gay rights, but then go in the bathroom and tap their feet under the stalls. So come on.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yes, sir. And the church said amen. So, all right. So here we go, y'all. Listen. All right. This triggered me.
Good night.
Yeah. This triggered me. So, are you gone? Well, hold on. You need to see this. Yeah. I just want to show y'all the video because I got a lot to say. So y'all check this out.
The Dalai Lama's office says His Holiness, quote, regrets the incident.
And what we can see in the video is the boy going up to the Dalai Lama and asking for a hug. The Dalai Lama then calls him on stage, invites him on stage, and also asks him to give him a kiss on the cheek along with that hug, and the boy obliges. Moments later, you see the Dalai Lama then asking him to kiss him on his mouth. And then he brings in the boy's chin, and he kisses the boy on the mouth. Now, this is disturbing enough. And then seconds later, the Dalai Lama asks the boy to actually go ahead and also suck his tongue. This is extremely disturbing for people across social media.
Okay, I'm gonna go last because okay, sister. Now I will say this just for full disclosure. This happened 2 months ago. Now, why we just not hearing about it, I don't know. And apparently, people are trying to spin it to say, well, nobody in there over there was having an issue with it. Everybody was seeming like it was okay. But apparently not. If somebody felt the need to. Okay, anyway, because I'm already getting a little antsy. Go ahead, sister.
Organized religion is the biggest farce and the most manipulative organization. It's it kind of makes me sick when I think, because if this was just a regular smuggler dude on the street who did this to a child, even if it was their own child, people would be up in arms. It would be the biggest outrage ever. But because of who you are in your presence within the community, as far as your affiliation with whatever religion, somehow they make up excuses for you as far as why that happened. And I can bet you, and I didn't even read it. Somebody said he's got dementia, he's forgetful, he don't know what he's doing. Promise you somebody said it to make an excuse for this freaking pedophile, opposed to saying how many other children has he been this inappropriate with his nasty, stinking ass, when they should have cut his head off and buried his ass under the Taj Mahal, but instead they probably made excuses for his nasty ass.
Yep. All right. Go on, man, because I'm gonna need a minute.
And my end section is about this story as well. So I'll address the one part of it that I'm with you 1,000%, Sister Devin, 1,000%. But to me, I'm only going to speak on this part. I'll talk on my other part at the end. This is the hypocrisy, though, of people. For me, when I look at this, I like the fact that you let us know that this story was in the past. It's over 2 months, so it already happened. Yep. And the fact that it's just now getting reported, and even if you listen to what the foreign reporter was saying, it has social media upset.
Right.
Nobody else.
That's right.
Nobody else. You said social media.
Yeah.
And so what this speaks to, I'm going to talk about people and how we have selective, outrage and ire. Because like you said, Sister Devin, it depends on who it is. Now, people want to get angry with me, but R. Kelly sits in jail right now because he is the poster child for messing with underage girls. And he's bearing the full brunt of it because the Me Too movement went after him and him exclusively. Even though walking all around free is more people that's doing it. And here we have a religious leader doing it, and it barely made a blip on the screen. And so my question is, where is the outrage? Where is the ire? Where is the news stories? Because either the Me Too campaign stands for something or it don't stand for shit. And that's what I have a problem with it, because it's selective. So it's not built to really protect children, women. It's built to be used as it's weaponized. And that's where it's turned me completely off, because this didn't even make a blip on the screen. And so whether Black Twitter picked it up or white Twitter or whatever color you want to call it, this already happened. And we're kind of now talking about it now. It makes you sick.
It does. I don't know why I watched the one that was unblurred. I got triggered, man. I got triggered for a number of reasons, and I said I was gonna behave myself. So I want to say this. That was an innocent baby standing up there thinking that he's talking to their God. Their God. That's who he think he's talking to, right? And the fact that he's only doing what is, I mean, just for those that have been in any type of social career that you dealt with children, it looked disgustingly creepy. I mean, when we made such an uproar about, the black girl and the other dude, Tiffany Haddish, and that other guy, you know what I'm saying? But y'all don't have no problem with Lama. That boy is really close to my youngest son's age, and I'm just telling you right now, yeah, he would probably be 2 legs short and 2 arms short at this moment. I don't even know what kind of person that was, but he wouldn't have no limbs. What you say, Craig? The problem is people are putting their trust in these human religious leaders. Man, boy, I'll sit on here for a whole hour. Go there.
And
Uh,
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but just saying that, Craig, I was having a discussion with someone about Easter and resurrection of Christ and all that. You know what I'm saying? And then, and when you hear people that are agnostic or whatever they may be talking to you, they use people like this as like a rebuttal. You know what I'm saying? Like, why didn't God protect these children? So I feel like it makes it difficult for someone like myself, who, even though I talk a lot of crap about the church, and I mean every word of it, I actually believe in God, believe it or not. But I'm sick of these idiots, making it hard and making me look like a dummy or like there's something wrong with me, because I think there's a spiritual being much higher than me, much more powerful than me, regardless. And it's these are not the representatives of the God that I believe in. I just want to say that. You know what I'm saying? Those people don't represent what I believe in. And although I can't stand R. Kelly, because I do believe he's a sleazeball, there are so many people a billion times worse than R. Kelly. You know what I'm saying? That jail should be so full that R. Kelly shouldn't even have room to fit in the prison. There should be so many people in there I won't say besides him, but beside him or instead of him. And I agree. We're very selective in the way we choose to do things and the people that we choose to prosecute for different things. And there's no reason why this guy should still be walking. That's not normal. I don't understand people. I watched the David Koresh thing on Netflix, and I was watching how he was sleeping with these kids and other men's wives, and they just were all willing to die with him and go to. I don't get people. I don't get how we became this stupid. But it's been going on since the beginning of the time. It happened during slavery. I mean, I don't understand it, and it's just sick.
Okay, let me read just comment. It says, not to be too political, but I think this is think. It downplays some of the war crimes happening with children in Europe right now. It's another drastic headline in a similar vein. I get you, and I'll say this just for the sake of us moving on, because I don't have enough to offer good thoughts or even probably anyway. He apologized, but at the same time they want to say that he didn't do nothing wrong. And it's well, then why you apologizing? And I'm gonna tell you something, people that do believe in something. Forgiveness is not the cure-all for these traumatic experiences. Accountability is. See, we throw the word forgiveness around here just because somebody apologized. No, hold him accountable for what he's doing. But the problem is he's doing the same thing that y'all up there doing too. So it doesn't really matter to me, but I just know one thing: you ain't touching minds. And and again, I'll just leave it at that. But we got to let this forgiveness stuff go, because all of us ain't serving the same God no way. So the forgiveness in the Bible ain't the same no way for everybody, right? So it don't even matter, right? That's it, bro. Traumatized for life. Nobody even cares about that little boy. And I wish I see his daddy, because I backhand him so hard. I mean, man, listen, I try to make sure I loose every wisdom teeth in his mouth. Yeah. Joker say on the DL. Okay. What'd you say? My fiance and I have had this kid living in a basement that got arrested for owning and distributing. I done messed up these look. Do you know what that means, sister?
Probably child porn.
Okay, dude had all kinds of skeletons. When they peeled it all back, forgiveness ain't enough. Yeah. Okay. Yep. Would you say that we have to respond? I agree. I refuse to let situations like this define what I believe is right. Amen. All right. I have nothing more. What's the word? I can't offer anything good to this conversation because I'm just not there. I won't ever be there. So I'm just reporting to y'all that y'all stop. We got to stop being okay with these things that they're putting on TV, and it is desensitizing us. Everybody should have been up in arms, but because the media has made it seem like, oh, everybody's making excuses for him. Mm-hmm. Fine, I'm not, and y'all better be lucky I ain't like black, because I'd have sure gave it to you. I'd have had a few combos on me for that one. So whatever. Yep. So all right, that's Dalai Lama, but let's move on, because that ain't, so he can give his point in this moment. Black, suffer little children, come unto me. Go ahead, brother.
So piggybacking right off of where you left off, you said you have nothing good to say to this. So I want to bring some positiveness to this, because it disgusted me as well. Jesus Christ says, suffer little children, come unto me. He forbid his disciples, because all these children were coming and they were trying to keep him away from him. But what has happened is the bastardization of the true love and manifestation of love for children, according to what a true Christian is supposed to be like. So you stole a lot of my thunder, and I'm so glad, Sister Devin, because contrary to popular belief, this person sitting in front of you, and I am a practicing sinner, no doubt about it. Good at it, and keep getting better. But trust and believe, in my quiet time, I'm trying to work out my own salvation with trembling and fear, just like everybody else. Because I understand that when it comes down to it, I'm going to be held accountable. So all the stuff that I do, I'm aware of it, and I'm a work in progress. Having said that, we got to stop putting our faith in men. Anybody who looks at this incident and think that it's not a big deal, let me share a couple of facts with you. I like what you said, Brother Brendan, when you talked about the Dalai Lama and how powerful he is, because this is the Tibetan spiritual leader, and this person is believed to have the power to choose the body in which he is reincarnated in. He's also on the list of the world's most powerful people. He's number 9. Of all of the people in the world, he is the 9th most powerful person in the world. Well, if you think that's a bad motherfucker, and I said it, the Pope got him beat. The Pope is considered one of the most powerful people even in that. The Pope exhibits influence over 1.3 billion Catholics. 1.3 billion. And that he's the head of the world's largest non-government provider of education and healthcare. The Pope. And we all know the heinous history of the Catholic Church, to which to this day they haven't been properly punished. They protect their own. Why am I bringing the Pope up? What they've done to what God stands for, they all should suffer for. And they've turned people away from the true vision of what God is, the manifestation and the balance of justice, love, wisdom, and power. But because of man and how they've represented him, it's turned people off to religion. We just celebrated Easter, and Easter's not even about God. I sat in this apartment yesterday, and I'll be damned if I could find a religious movie. The damn Easter egg gets more attention than Jesus Christ. They have a movie coming out here in a couple of months called The Pope's Exorcism. We're now at a place where we're mixing God and the devil and all of it's in one big hodgepodge together. So I just wanted to share with you people, from my personal views, that there's a lot of sick shit happening out there. And like you said, Sister Devin, a lot of these people need to be buried under the ground, and they're going to have to answer to God just like me. And that's why I don't put my faith in man. I am a spiritual person. I'm not kneeling in no private room calling no old bastard kissing his ring, calling him father. And some old pedophile wrapped in a dirty sheet who's sucking a boy's tongue, he needed to have his ass beat. So whatever you want to call yourself out there, deacon, pastor, elders, whatever, you're not representing the true love and spirituality of God, and shame on you. But I'm going to end it with what I said. At the end of the day, we all have to answer to God and should be wrestling with our own faith with trembling and fear.
Thank you, sir. Um, again, I'm being disciplined tonight just because that has bothered me quite a bit, and so I don't even want to play around with it. But I do want to say this lastly. Uh, we're not we're at a point of no return, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, sir.
Uh, we're at a point of no return. There are people that support the Dalai Lama still today, regardless of what he did. Like you said, in Catholicism, that's one Dalai
1.3
Lama.
billion with a
Yeah,
B.
yeah, yeah. But how many Dalai Lamas are there that we didn't hear about? And again, it's in regular churches too. So again,
That's right.
I just want us to understand something. I'm very passionate about this because I do believe uh, in Christ alone. But what we're seeing here again, I don't know who's building that ark somewhere, but I know why. And so I don't know. All right, well, listen, y'all, this has been a great show besides the Dalai Lama. So, but we got to talk about it, man, because it frustrates me that the world wants to again treat us like sheep herding in grass, and that, oh no, we don't talk about that because nothing really happened over there, right? Yeah, okay. Well, over here we're gonna talk about it, and y'all just gotta deal with it, man. We got to get this together. Got to get this together. So, all right, man. Listen, it is final thoughts time, y'all. Y'all, shout out to Kenny. He'll be back next week. But man, we missed you, brother, and hopefully we
Yes,
did
sir.
you justice today. Talking about LSU and Iowa. But madam, again, good to see you. Thank you so much. Give me your final thoughts, please.
I want to say that I do hope everyone had a nice Easter. And I do hope that when your children, grandchildren, nieces, cousins, whoever were out there Easter egg hunting, maybe they heard about Christ and what the purpose of Easter was, meaning the resurrection of Christ. But anyway, but what I do want to say to some people is just because you don't go to church all the time and you don't put your faith in a man that claims he is a representative of God, that does not mean you are any closer to going to hell than people like the Dalai Lama. I don't care what anybody says. There was a time in the Bible where there was one man that was the son of God and represented Christ and who you followed. And I don't know how they turned into a billion dudes, and whoever preached to you, that's who you believed in. I don't understand it. You know what I'm saying? And I kind of lost hope in that type of religion when somebody told me that I was going to go to hell for not going to church every Sunday, but the person that had 3 side babies and the wife and the side chick sitting in the pew was going to get there before me because he showed up 3 times a week. I told him, y'all got me effed up, and you ain't gonna make me believe that. Like, it's okay to question things and to know that certain things don't make sense. So you believe in who you want to believe in. I mean, it's to each his own. But we need to start opening our eyes and questioning things that happen around us and realizing that they don't make sense and that they're not okay. And if this man was not the Dalai Lama, we would be trying to persecute him for child molestation.
Yep.
Well, I heard you on that one. Yes. Yeah. All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate that so much. Thank you so much. All right, sir. What's your final thoughts?
Mine is just on the power of conversation. The fact that something like this already happened and it got by most people, I just hope that we can open our eyes a lot more and continue to have dialogue about everything, because we don't all believe in the same thing, and that's okay. That's okay. At the end of the day, whatever you believe, when it all wrap up and everything, we'll find out who's right, who's wrong, and we might all be wrong for all we know. But with that said, I just hope we can get away from being so selective in our ire when it comes to looking at certain topics and letting certain groups of people, individuals, and even organizations get away with things. We have to continue to talk about it, to put it out front on the table. And I said at the beginning of this show, that's one of the things that I've learned from the younger generation. And I have had to evolve in my way to try to be a little bit like them, that, to call it as it is, and hold people accountable for who they are and what they represent. We always talk about giving somebody their flowers, before they die. Well, give me my damn thorns too. I like knowing where I stand with people. So, God bless you.
Boy, you be articulating, don't you, man? I tell you. My goodness, you should have been reading school books at the library for the kids, man. To be articulate. Okay. All right.
No.
Like Kanye spanking it.
So all right, listen, y'all. I really do appreciate y'all so much. Yes, sir. That's exactly right. He's a genius. He's a genius.
Yep.
All right. So listen, y'all. I have a question for y'all today, and it's a simple one, but maybe not. So y'all remember the term "a hard head makes a soft
behind,"
right? All right. What does that bring? What does that bring to your thoughts when you think about somebody with a hard head getting a soft behind? What comes to mind when you think about that?
A big mama butt whooping.
That's it. Not listening to mama.
Okay, good. Because they hard headed, right?
Yep.
All right. Well, I have a different way of looking at it. So here it is.
Step over the laser. Jump over the laser. Go. Jump over the laser.
What an idiot.
Yeah, these are people that are going to be taking care of us.
And it looked like when he was running, he was holding his pants up at the same time. Right? Because how they be walking funny because their pants be falling down.
Listen, y'all. I just want to tell you, again, the reason why a hard head makes a soft behind is because you got to jump over the lasers. so I don't know what your world look like, but just don't jump over no more lasers today. Like, I don't know what you're doing. Yeah, listen, you can't take them out of them. So I appreciate him. I'll tell you one thing: that boy ain't going to see the Dalai Lama. He might go to see Jesus. He ain't going to see the Dalai Lama.
It'll take him too long to get there trying to hold his pants up.
That's right.
Yep.
Oh my goodness. So anyway, I just want y'all to be careful out there. Y'all stop being hard-headed and please stop jumping over these lasers. All right, y'all. Listen, it has been a great show. That is Devin and that is Lee. And I'm Mr. Haynes, and we'll see y'all again here on Monday.
Peace.
I'm gonna kill that producer back there.